Hello y'all, it's Amy and I'm back for another video. Today's video is going to be our weekly check-in plus our budget for the second part of February. Stick around. Hello everyone. How are you doing? Today is Thursday, the 13th. We have one more day until Valentine's Day. I hope everyone has a wonderful day with their honey and gets to just spend some time together, not necessarily going out. Maybe you just want to stay at home and order pizza and watch a movie, or maybe you decide to go out and be involved in the crazy mess out there and enjoy each other's company there as well. Whichever way you choose, I'm sure you're going to have a great time. I know my husband and I have decided we normally stay home, but he only works half days on Fridays. So we're going to go to an early dinner and then go to our favorite spot afterwards and have a drink and then come home and relax. So we're going to be like the 90-year-olds, God bless their hearts, who go at like 4 o'clock for dinner. But that's okay because we're going to beat the crowds. We'll probably have a crowd when we go have our cocktail afterwards, but you know, that's all right. We usually do on a Friday night, so no worries there. Okay, so yes, today we are going to do our weekly check-in, which I have decided that we're going to do bi-weekly check-ins, and then on the off week we're going to do a cash stuffing because I'm trying to figure out how to get all these videos in on 3 days a week instead of bombarding with 5 days a week, and that just seems to make more sense right now, but we will see how it goes, and maybe we'll get rid of $5 Fridays or mini Mondays and have one day for budgeting, one day for cash stuffing, and one day for challenges. Time will tell, but for right now, this is how it's going to be. This is what I have decided to do. And my poor candle, thank goodness tomorrow is Valentine's Day because it is getting down to the very bottom of the candle. Unfortunately, it did not melt evenly, but it's really pretty and it suited its purpose until tomorrow. And I did want to show, I got this cute little bookmark from my girls. They went to Mississippi. They went to Gulf Shores actually, and they went to Mississippi and went to Laurel, Mississippi, which if some of you are aware of Laurel, Mississippi, that is where two designers live that we watch, and I cannot think of the show to save my soul right now, but when I'm editing, if I think of it, I will put it across the top, or I will Google it and put it across the top. But it's the cutest little decorating, designing show, and they have a little mercantile in Laurel, Mississippi, and this is a porch party bookmark, sweet tea and garden mint, and y'all, it actually smells like sweet tea. Every scent tells a story. Yes, scents do that. Some unfortunate, but that's okay. This one is very fortunate because it smells delicious, but I'm using it as a bookmark right now for my planner. Okay. First, we're going to do our check-in, and then we'll work on the second part of the month's budgets. I do $400 every 2 weeks for groceries, $120 for gas, and $100 for miscellaneous. That has to last us for 2 weeks. And then I will do that again for the third week. And flip over here to this busy, crazy February. And I will write down, like, I have 3 different tracking sheets here, expense trackers. And I'm gonna pick, the purple one is going to record gas. Yellow is for miscellaneous, and then the pink expense tracker is going to be for groceries. So I go through my receipts and my transactions in my app and write down everything. So I wrote down everything on a separate piece of paper, and we're just gonna go through and place it all on the days of the week that I went to that store, and then we'll go back and track it in our weekly tracking sheet. But let's just go ahead and get started with groceries, and I'll kind of show you as we go if you are new to my channel. All right, so I went to Schnucks and spent $157.21. Did that on the 3rd. And actually, the 3rd we were busy, so I did that on Groundhog's Day, which was the 2nd. I went to the grocery store that day, and I went to Aldi as well. And at Aldi, I just spent $12.41. So that day I just went and got the food that I use to make my dog food. I make my girls their food homemade every week, and I went and got supplies for that. And then it looks like on the 6th, I went back to Aldi and spent $24.53. That was probably stuff for Super Bowl, as I did that shopping ahead of time. And then the next day, I went back to Aldi and spent $68.14. So what I'm thinking is this $12.41, that got us all the way through Thursday. And Thursday, I went and got more product for the food that I made for the weekend, because I make it like every 4 or 5 days. So I think that's what that $24.53 was. This $68.14 was for Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that one there. And then I went to Sam's, which I'm going to count that as groceries because I went there and picked up some dips for the Super Bowl. I did that on Friday, which I'm gonna go back today because they have hearts that are filled with sushi, and I'm gonna get my daughter and her fiance one for Valentine's Day. So I gotta go do that today. All right, and then Saturday I went to Schnucks, and this was for things for Super Bowl and just for the weekend in general, because my husband was supposed to be going out of town on Monday, but he ended up not going out of town, and he's been home. So we have just been kind of going through the fridge and the freezer, because when he's gone, I just kind of nitpick around and grab things to eat. But when he's home, I make meals for us, and I was not prepared to make meals for us. Okay, so I went to Deerberg's and spent $2.23. That was for some chorizo that I could not find at Schnucks, so I had to go all the way to Deerberg's to find chorizo for our dip that we make. So that was a little irritating, but I made it through. It was fine. All right, next is gas. So we went to the gas station on the 3rd. We went and picked up my granddaughter, our granddaughter, and we went to the science center, and we went to this area called Turtle Park, and it's like sculptured turtles, like huge, life-size, big turtles that you can climb on and slide down. We took her there. So we stopped off first and got gas. And that was on Monday, the 3rd. And then my husband went inside and grabbed some waters and a little snack. So that was $10.44, and then my fill up was $43.69. Looks like then again on the 8th, we stopped at the gas station again, but it was just $15.47 for that gas trip. And I said, what did I say? That was on the 8th. And then went to Sam's yesterday and got gas. That was $20. That was yesterday. Okay, so that is all for gas. And then miscellaneous. Looks like we hit McDonald's. We had breakfast, my husband and I, but my granddaughter had not eaten when we picked her up. So we stopped at McDonald's and got her some breakfast that she ate on the way to the Science Center. And let's see, then I went to Panera, which is also St. Louis Bread Co., but it is Panera as well. So I went there. Thursday, I think, before I went to Aldi, and I got a bagel and cream cheese. And I think that will do it for all of our transactions up until today, which is the 13th. And I will not be making any today, although my husband, he did go to the gas station, I think, today. But I actually think he paid cash for that because he had cash left over. So I think he paid cash for that. Okay. So these are all of our transactions for the first 2 weeks. Week to week, I'll look and, keep track of how much I have at the end of each week. That way I know how much I have to spend the following week. So I do make sure that I keep track of all of that. I'm gonna go through and we're gonna total up first all of our groceries for just the first week. Okay, so groceries for the first week, we spent $194.15. So out of 400, we are left with $205.85, and that's what I'm going to roll over to the second week. So then I knew that I had $205.85 left in groceries to spend. And go through and fill up our gas, or add up our gas. We only spent $54.13. And I'm thinking my husband may have forgotten to give me a receipt for gas for his car, because we are going to be left with about $40 more than usual, and I only have one transaction where we filled up my tank. So I'm guessing in here somewhere I missed getting his receipt, so I'll have to double check that. Okay, so for the second week, bring over the $65.87. The second week we spent, I'm going to use pencil because I think I'm going to have to go back and change this once I speak to him, because we have $35.47 left over, and I know that is not possible for us. We usually don't have that much in gas left over. All right, and miscellaneous, 604, 827. Okay, so we only spent $14.31 because y'all, January is no spend January. Was no spend January. So rolling into February, I feel like I really haven't spent that much, because I was used to not spending anything in January. Or this is a great possibility too. It's just been too damn cold outside to do anything, so I haven't wanted to leave the house, which means I don't go shopping. So that is probably it. Okay, so out of $100, $14.31, we had $85.69 to roll over. Yeah, because I didn't even spend anything the second week. I didn't spend anything the second week. Okay, so groceries for the second week, that is going to be $21.43. No, it's 24. Yeah, and then $68.14. $223 and $130. So we went over by $22. So we spent $221.80 in groceries. So we had $205.85 minus $221.80, which makes us negative $15.95, which is okay because we're gonna have $85.69 left over in miscellaneous. And then I don't think we're gonna have anything there. So that 15 will come out of this $85.69 from miscellaneous. And I think I'm going to check real fast with my husband to see what he spent in gas. 1 minute, y'all. Okay, so it looks like he did he filled up his tank on Tuesday the 4th. So So he got gas, and his gas is a little bit more than mine. So his gas was $48. He got it to an even $48. So I'm gonna put that there for his gas. And if we have go ahead and take that out of there. So we had 65.87. So we have $48, 15.47 and 20. So that is 83.47 for gas. We had 65.87. Take out 83.47. That leaves us negative 17.60. But we have 85.69 left still because of miscellaneous. So 85.69 minus 17.60 minus 15.95. We still ended up with 15.14 left over, 52.14 left over that we can either roll into next week if we had like a holiday coming up or something important coming up where we were going to go to the grocery store for the family. I would roll that over. Otherwise, I would take that amount out to start fresh and use this 52.14 to go into savings challenges. Actually, I would leave the 14 cents in there and I would just pull out the $52 and put that towards savings challenges. All right, so that is for the first 2 weeks. Now we're gonna start over with 400, 120, and 100 for groceries, gas, and miscellaneous. And we will have that video the last of February, because before then we will do our cash stuffing. But right now, we're gonna go ahead and we've got our February budget. And everything here was paid. Sewer ended up being $72.68. Water was only $63.51. Okay, so I'll go ahead and total these up real fast and see what we actually spent for bills. Okay, so $2,524.31 was our actual amount that we paid for the first 2 weeks for bills. I estimated $24.9809, so I was only off by 27 bucks because it looks like I paid, well, that was less. I only paid 25 there and less there. Did I add that up right? Because all of these are the same. So this should have been less than that. Let me add that column up. All right, y'all, so I did not add this column up right before. So 2568.09 was what I expected our bills to be. And 2524.31 was what the actual cost was. So we paid less than I thought. So that's great. Okay, we are good to go there. All right, so now we're just gonna go ahead and fill in our totals for the bills in the second half. I have all them written down. So right now I am just flipping my pages over so that I know how much I'm writing down. Okay, so the bike payment is $430.27. Insta Ink is $29.74. Hulu is $87.99. Paramount is $5.99, and these are all bills that are due the 15th and after. YMCA is $39.99. Silhouette, which is my cutting machine, that is $9.99. Netflix is $15.49. I estimate roughly $200 for T-Mobile. Apple is $2.99, and that's for extra storage. And then State Farm, which is a crazy ridiculous amount, $900 for our cars for insurance, because we have our daughters, 3 of our daughters on that insurance, my car, my husband's car, and the motorcycle. So that's why that is so high, but it's still ridiculous. And right now I'm actually searching for another insurance company to switch to, because State Farm has literally just been so annoying the past, ever since we got married and we put all of our stuff together. It's been a nightmare. So I'm looking for another insurance company for that. So let me add up our second half of the month. Okay, so second half is $1719.46. Okay, I feel as though something is missing from here, but Paramount or Ameren gets switched to the beginning of the month, and the payback. Okay, so that should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and put 400, 120 for gas, 100 for miscellaneous down here. And then I'm going to move over what we actually spent over here. So for groceries, we ended up with negative $15.49. Gas was negative $17.60. And miscellaneous was positive $85.69. Okay, that is just so I can keep track of that there. Okay, so we are ready for the next 2 weeks. I will go through Saturday and I will pay all of these bills. once my husband gets paid, except for like Insta Ink and YMCA, Silhouette. Those come out on their own, and Apple, but I go in and manually pay the rest, so I will do that on Saturday morning. Okay, all right, so we have everything done as far as our check-in goes, our budget goes. I feel much better knowing that we are squared away with that. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I hope you were able to take something out of it. If anything, it just made you want to go and work on your budget and figure out ways to make your budget work for you, whether that is tracking it or if you have an app that tracks it for you. Any way you can, just to make sure that you are tracking things so that you have a visual on how much you're spending. I feel for myself that is so much better than just going willy-nilly and not knowing. Like I said, I appreciate you for watching and staying till the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, please. And until next time, make today a beautiful day. Bye, y'all.